Welcome to our class today. I would like us to look at the organizing function of management. Organizing function of management. So in most cases, organizing has two meanings. Like now the term organization has two common meanings. The first meaning, you can say an organization is an institution, for example, a school or a firm. The second definition of organization is a process. So the second definition, as I've said, is the process or the basic managerial function, and which mainly refers to the way work is divided and allocated among members of organization with the aim of goal attainment. So let us look at the organizing or the definition of organizing according to contents. So according to contents, organizing is the group, you can say it is the grouping of activities necessary to attain objectives, the assignment of each grouping of activities to a manager with authority necessary to supervise it, and the provision for coordination vertically and horizontally in the organization structure. So, organizing is the grouping of activities necessary to attain objectives, the assignment of these activities to the managers, the assignment of each group of activities to a manager with authority necessary to supervise it, the provision of coordination, mostly vertically and horizontally, in the enterprise structure. So let's look at the distribution according to contents. According to contents, organizing is grouping of activities which are necessary to attain objectives, then assigning these groups now of activities to a manager with authority necessary to supervise it, and the provision of coordination vertically and horizontally in the enterprise structure. So first of all, you group the activities. Give the activities to various managers who have authority to supervise the activities. Then make sure you provide coordination either vertically or horizontally within the enterprise structure. So another definition, that's according to contents. It's another definition. So another definition, you can say organizing is the process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing relationships for the purpose of ensuring people to work together effectively. It is the process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing relationships for the purpose of ensuring people work together effectively. They are the same, but we are using different terms. When we say identifying and grouping of work to be performed, we mean grouping of activities necessary to attain the objectives. They mean the same. When we say defining and delegating responsibility and authority, we mean assignment of each grouping of activities to a manager with authority. Then establishment or establishing relationships, it means coordination. Yeah, they mean the same. So specifically, we can say organizing is the process of grouping activities and resources in a logical and appropriate fashion. So organizing is the process of grouping activities and resources in a logical and appropriate fashion. So you are grouping the activities, that's the work to be performed. Make sure you arrange them. You arrange the activities which are going to be, or the work which is going to be performed. Then, after arranging them, come up with the resources. Resources can be financial resources, human resource, and also we have the nature. Logically and in a good fashion. Now let us look at the process of organizing. Organizing process. So the process of organizing involves certain key components and concepts which actually constitute various aspects of an organizational structure. These components include, we have job design, we have groupings of jobs, authority and responsibility, we have coordination, it's part of management, and also we have the line and staff relations. Let's start with the designing jobs or job design. Job design is the process of determining what procedures and operations are to be performed by the employee in each position. process of determining what procedures and operations are to be performed by the employees in each position, that is designing jobs. Grouping jobs, we also call it departmentation. After the jobs have been designed, the next step in organizing process is to group those jobs into various logical sets. So mostly it is done according to one of the three phases. We have function, product, and location. So jobs are grouped according to either function, product, or location. So departmentation by function, employees who are involved in the same or very similar functions are grouped together. When you are now grouping the activities according to the function, make sure that the employees who are involved in the same or very similar functions are grouped together. So if you are grouping them according to the product, activities associated with individual products or closely related products lines are grouped together. So the activities associated with individual products or closely related products are grouped together. And when you are grouping by location, the jobs which are in one location or nearby locations are grouped together into one department and allocated a manager. The jobs which are in one location or nearby locations are grouped together into one department and allocated a manager. So as an organization grows bigger, geographically departmentation becomes necessary with geographical departments. So other forms of departmentation, we have departmentation by customers, where activities are grouped so that they can serve the needs of specific customers. And also can look at the manufacturing firms, whereby groups of activities around a process or type of equipment are grouped together. Let's look at the authority and responsibility. When we say authority and responsibility, we mean determination of how authority and responsibility are managed in the organization. So at the level of individual manager and his subordinates, it involves the delegation process. So at the level of the total organization, it relates to decentralization. So when we say delegation, we mean the act of assigning formal authority and responsibility for completion of specific activities to subordinates. So delegation is necessary since no superior can personally accomplish and supervise all the tasks in the organization. So in delegating, the manager must first assign responsibility, then he must grant the authority necessary to carry out the task, and finally he must create accountability. Let's look at the span of control or span of management. So when we say span of control, we mean the number of subordinates that one manager can supervise directly. So the manager faces certain limitations. He or she, for him or her to get some assistance, he must know the number of subordinates which he or she is supposed to supervise. So the principle of span of control states that the number of subordinate positions directly reporting to a superior position should be that number which is considered as optimum and which balances the essential subordinate activities, the spans of personality, knowledge, image, attention of the superior, and the communication, and also the expenses associated with additional levels of management. So the actual span of control cannot be rigid and universal. It should be determined on the basis of personal quality of both the superior and subordinate, and the number of important activities at the next lower level of the organization structure. Let's look at the coordination. Coordination is the process of integrating the objectives and activities of the separate units or departments of an organization in order to achieve organization goals effectively. So without coordination, individual and departments will lose sight of their roles within the organization. The need for coordination depends upon the nature and the communication requirements of the task performed and the degree of interdependency of the various subunits performing them. So when these tasks require or can benefit from information flow between units, then a higher degree of coordination is best. So the ability of managers to achieve effective coordination depends in part on the number of subordinates reporting to them. The number of subordinates reporting to one manager constitutes to his or her management or a span of control. Line and staff relations. So line and staff relations are important in organizations, but this is one area where management that causes more confusion and conflict. So line authority follows from the SCARA principle. It follows from the SCARA principle as being that relationship in which a superior exercises direct supervision over a subordinate. So they are therefore the positions in the direct chain of command with specific responsibility for accomplishing the goals of the organization. Staff positions are advisory. Their function is to investigate, research, and give advice to the right managers who they support. So staff positions are therefore outside the direct chain of command and are primarily supportive in nature. Okay, so you have to understand these spaces so that you can know how you arrange the organizing process. So it has to follow each other in a logical way. So it is better you read the notes, you will understand them more. Next time we are going to look at the principles of organizing, and also how you make a decision. That is the decision making process.